Hi guys, this is Arun from Tech Configurations, and today we have something big in here. We have the Asus Zenfone 2 ZE551ML, the flagship device from Zenfone series, and today we are going to do the complete review of this device. So you could see this is the Asus Zenfone 2, and talking about specifications of the device, you could see the device sports a 5.5-inch 1080p display, 2.3 GHz quad-core processor, 4 GB of RAM, 32 GB of internal memory, 13 megapixel primary camera and 5 megapixel front-facing camera, and it also has a 3000 milliampere battery, which is having a quick charging technology. So that's pretty much about it. And now talking about the design aspect of the device, I must say the device does look pretty awesome in hand. The device has got a very premium metallic finish to the back panel. You could see it is having a brushed aluminum finish that gives a very elegant look for the device, and due to that feel, the device does feel like a metallic phone. It is also having 160-gram weight, so combined with this brushed metallic finish, the device does feel like a metallic device. And now talking about the key placements of the device, it has got a 5 megapixel front-facing camera, a speaker grill on the sides, a couple of sensors here, 3 capacitive buttons on the bottom with the concentric circle pattern, which is the iconic symbol of Zenfone series. And now just look at the sides of the device. It is only having a 3.9 mm thick with no buttons on the sides. So you could see on either sides, right or left, there is no buttons. So that gives a very thin sides, and that gives a very ergonomic feel when you hold the device in hand. It is having a very curved back panel, you could see. So that curvature gives a very ergonomic feel when you hold the device in hand. Now talking about the top side of the device, you could see they have provided a lock and lock key and the noise cancellation mic and 3.5 mm audio jack on the top. And if you just look at the bottom panel, you could see they have provided the USB 2.0 and the voice reception mic. And if you just look at the back panel, they could see they have provided the volume rockers, which are just like the LG devices. And you could see 13 megapixel primary camera and LED flash, which is a dual LED flash. And if you just look at the bottom side, you could see the speaker grill and the Zenfone logo and the Intel Inside logo. And that's pretty much about the design of the device. So let me just take off the back panel and show you what are the things inside it. So it is a little tight. So I must say the device has got a very good build quality. It is also having the Gorilla Glass 3 protection, so which will also enhance the durability of the device. So you could see this is the back panel, and you have the micro SD card slot here, which is expandable up to 64 GB of expansion, and you could see the 2 micro SD card slots here, and both supports 4G LTE connectivity, and you have 3000 milliampere battery with quick charging technology. So that's pretty much about the design. So let's turn on the device and see what are the features inside it, and let's power on the device first. So you could see I'm going to power on it. So now we have turned on the device. You can see the Asus logo pops up. I have been using this device for past 2 weeks, and now I am in a position to say that this device is having a very awesome performance. So this is actually a beast in this price range. I have tried a lot of multimedia games and apps. I must say this device is super fluid in the case of performance. You can even play 2 or 3 games simultaneously in this device without any lag or any issues. So that's pretty much about the performance. The device also comes with a quick charging technology, which charges the device 0 to 60 in less than 40 minutes. So that's also there. So now we have booted up into the lock screen. You could see the device has got a brand new lock screen with a lot of new designs. So I have actually applied a theme which comes pre-installed in this device, so that's why it is having a little different in the case of icons. So if you just look at the launcher, you could see this, everything is similar to the Zenfone 5 launcher, but you have the themes added to this device, so you could actually apply any theme that you want. So this is actually the default theme of the device, and I'm switching to that. So you can see this is actually the default theme that you get when you buy the device. So that's pretty much about the UI. I must say the device has got a very responsive UI, and it is a brand new UI from Asus, and it looks very similar to the Zen UI of the Zenfone 5, but it is on the Lollipop variant. So that's it. And if you just look at the overall feel of the device, it is very similar to the Zenfone 5. So you can see this is the dialer, and if you just go into the options, you could see they have not provided an option to video calling. So that means you have to depend on the third-party apps for that. So let us go back and check out the messaging application. So you could see This is the messaging keypad, and it does support Swift key. And if you just look at the layout of the device, it is very similar to the first iteration of Zenfone. There is not much different in here. So let's go back and check out the drop down menu of the device. You could see this is the drop down menu, and if you drag it again, you will get all the quick toggle icons like flashlight, calculator, quick memo, NFC, a hotspot is there. And if you just go into edit mode, you could see more options are available, you can also activate the play to option. So that means you can actually directly stream your videos in a Wi-Fi enabled TV, and you can also have the glow mode, which is always good. That's pretty much about settings. Let's go into the actual setting of the device and see what are the features they provided. So let us first go into the about phone, and you could see the device supports Android 5.0 Lollipop, the latest version of Android. And let us go into the other things in the device. You could see that it supports easy mode, which is the same that you had in the first generation. And you could see it also has interruption, which is just similar to the do not interrupt mode in the devices. So it's same here. And you can also adjust that. You can also schedule it like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. the time, and the device will be automatically activating that mode. And you can also add exemptions for that. So there's a lot of flexibility that is offered in this device, which is really excellent. So let us go into the storage options, and you could see the device actually supports 30 GB of internal memory, and you will get about 25.53 GB as free. So that's nice. Let's go back and check out the application. So let me just go into the RAM, and you could see out of 4 GB you will get about 1.8 GB free. So that's also nice. So I have actually installed a lot of apps and games, so that's why it's showing 1.8. Otherwise you will be getting about 2 GB or 2.2 GB free. Let us go back and check out the user. You could see this is actually a new option that they have added into Zenfone 2. So you can actually use the device just like your computer. So you can actually add more users into it, and you can maintain separate profile for them. So if you just click on this button here, you can actually see there is 2 modes that have already added. So if you just switch into the guest mode, the device will be hiding all your personal content that you actually added in the honor mode. So if you just continue, and if you just unlock the device, and if you just go to the gallery, you will see all the personal information that you had in the honor mode are actually hidden. So that's pretty much about the honor settings. That means the user settings in this device. So let me just go into the switch back into the user mode. So let me just go into the honor mode. So we are back again on the honor mode, and everything in the gallery are visible. So very customizable settings in here. So that's very nice. Let's go back and check out other things in the settings. So let us go back to settings. Now we have a new thing like send motion is there. So this is actually a new feature that they have added in the Zenfone 2 series, and they have provided a lot of support for gestures like C to camera, Z to the clean master, and E to the email, S to the messenger. So let me just show you that. If I lock the device and if I draw C, you can see it directly goes into the camera. So a very customized UI, that's what I can see. And they also provided the tap to unlock feature in this device, as I already pointed out. So let me show you that. If we just go into the home screen, if you double tap the device, you could see the device get locked, and if you just double tap it again, you could see it wakes up. So these are very good things, and you don't have to use the power button that frequently because of this feature. So that's very nice. So let's go back and check out other settings in the device. So we have already seen the send motion. Let's go back and check out the power management feature. So they have also provided auto start manager, where you can enable or disable apps that you would want to auto start while booting the device. So you can also add that. There is a lot of flexibility, that's what I can say, in this device, which is pretty great. So let us go into the customization settings, and if you just go into the app installation settings, you could see they have provided an option to choose the preferred install location. So everything in this device is very customizable, which I really like. And if you just go into the lock, you could see they have provided a screen lock and quick access lock and instant camera. If you enable the instant camera, you can just double click the volume button and go into the camera application. So that is pretty much very good features in this device, and that's pretty much about it. So let's go back and check out the gallery and check out some images and see how the device performs in multimedia performance. So you could see this is image, and I must say the display quality of the device is a very excellent feature that they have done in this device. It is having a very nice display quality. You could see the viewing angles are really good. There is no issues from any angle, and if you just go into the performance, you could see the pinch zooming is ultra smooth. That's what I can say. It's ultra smooth. There is no issues how fast you move your finger. Sensitivity of the device is really great. So overall, I must say the multimedia performance in this device is really excellent. So let's go back and check out some 720p video playback. So let me just go into the 720p video. This is actually 720p video, and I would say it's buttery smooth. There is no issues how fast you browse through the video. There is no issues. There is no buffering. That's nice. Let's go into 1080p video playback. So you can see this is a 1080p video, and let me show you that. So you see it's very smooth. There is no issues, no buffering, and you can see the sound is also very loud, and it doesn't get muffled when you place the device on any surface. Because of the curved surface of the device, the sound is not getting muffled, so that's also really nice. So that's pretty much about the multimedia performance. So let us go back and check out the camera of the device. So this is actually the camera application, and the device has 13 megapixel primary camera and a 5 megapixel front facing camera. So let me just show you the 13 megapixel camera of the device. So you can see, let me just take a quick snap here. So okay, now I have captured the image, and I must say the image quality of the device is really great. 13 megapixel camera, there is not much noise in here. I couldn't see any issues in the camera of the device. You could see the detailing is very nice, and there is no issues. Everything is really great. So the camera quality of the device is really excellent. And if you just go into the settings of the device, you would see they have brought a lot of options like auto, manual mode, HDR, beautification, super resolution, low light. So these are the two modes that they've added in the new OS, that is the manual mode and super resolution mode, which was not there in the previous generation. So the rest of the things are there, but they have also improved it. So that's nice. So let us go back and check out the features. You could see the device does support touch focus, autofocus, and let's go into the manual mode and show you what are the features in there. So this is actually the most attractive feature of the camera in this device. You can actually manually adjust everything in this device just like SLR. So you could see if I just go into the focus mode, you can actually adjust the focus manually, and you can set whatever focus you want. So there is a lot of flexibility. Likewise, you can also adjust the ISO, you can also adjust the exposure, you can also adjust the white balance. So everything is flexible in this mode. So that is pretty awesome. So that is also there. And if you just go into the other options here, you can also see the low light mode, which is a very good mode when you are using this device in a dark conditions. In the low light mode, the device will be capturing images in about 400% of increased brightness. So there's a lot of things to discuss about the camera application, and we'll be doing a separate review for the camera application of the device. So let us switch back to the front camera of the device. You could see the device actually sports a 5 megapixel front facing camera, and you could see it's really great, and it does support touch focus, autofocus. The both front and back camera supports 1080p video recording. And let me just show you another interesting feature in this device, which is the self panorama. So if we just this is actually a wide angle panorama in this device. So if we just click the capture button, and you have to tilt the device, and you could see you have to follow the boxes, and you can take a wide angle panorama in this device. So if I just move the tilt the device to the side, and you could see I have to follow other side also, and you would see I have capturing it, and again. So it's a very wide angle. I haven't seen such a wide angle panorama in any of the devices which I have reviewed. So it is very wide angle. You could see it has got a very wide angle panorama, and it's perfectly fine in joining. So you can't really find any glitches in the case of merging of the images. So that's very perfect. So let us switch back and check out the video recording of this device. So let me just go into the primary camera. You can see this is actually the primary camera, and let's switch back to the video recording. So you can see the device features video recording in 1080p, and it can also capture images, as well as you can focus to any point you want. So these are all really nice features that they have done. So the camera department of the device is really excellent, and we'll be doing a separate review of the camera department of the device. So the camera performance of the device was pretty awesome, and you have seen the front camera does support 1080p video recording and touch focus, autofocus, everything is there. So the camera quality of the device is really excellent. So let me just go into the multimedia performance. So let me show you the video gaming performance of the device. So this is actually the GT Racing 2, which is a very graphic intensive game. Play. So you see, yeah. So this actually, I have actually set it to the maximum settings, graphic settings, and with all the settings to the maximum. with anti-aliasing on, so you could say it's very smooth. There is no issues in the gaming, and it's perfectly smooth gaming performance. So I must say the device is a beast in the case of performance. I have actually reviewed this device with several games at the same time, and I must say it works very smooth. So I will be providing a separate gaming review of this device and multitasking review, so make sure that you stay subscribed. So let's go back and check out the other things in this device. Let me just quit this game off. See, okay, now let's go back and go into the benchmarking of this device. It's another important thing in any of the devices. So let us go and check out the benchmarking scores of the device. So let's go to the Android 2 score. So I actually run the Android 2 already. So let me just test that. So I have actually got about 47,272 is what the score I got from here. And let's go into the detailed score. So you'd see these are detailed score, and I must say this is some of the best scores I have seen in any of the devices in this price range. 47,273 is really awesome. So let's go back and check out the Nina Mark 2 scores. So this is actually Nina Mark 2, and actually I have already run the Nina Mark 2, and I was surprised to see the score is 59.8 FPS, which is a little low for a device with this much of specs. But I'm not sure why it scored 59.8 FPS. This device should score about 61, but it is getting about 58.9, which is quite decent. So let me just go into the CPU reset and show you what are the specifications of the device. So, and you could see the device sports a 2.3 GHz quad-core processor, which is Intel Atom Z3580 with PowerVR ROG G6430 GPU. And if you just go into the sensors, you could see the device has got a lot of sensors. I haven't seen such amount of sensors in any of the devices. Accelerometer, ambient light sensor, proximity, magnetic field sensor, gyroscope sensor. So that will ensure a very high-end gaming performance. And a glance sensor, step detector sensor, step counter sensor. There's a lot of sensors in this device. So the gaming and navigation of this device will be very precise. So let me just go into the browser, and let me just go into our website. I have going to the website, and you can see it's very fast in loading the pages. You can see it already loaded. It's a heavy page, and it's actually loading up with several images. So you can see it has a lot of images, and it has already loaded everything, the important contents on the device. Even if it's not loaded ads, but it is actually loaded every important content on that page. So that's really awesome. And you could see you can actually swipe to the end, and you could see all the contents. So there is no issues in the web browsing. It's super smooth, I can say. And if you just go into the zoom, you could see it's very smooth. It's ultra smooth, I can say. The browsing experience of the device is really excellent. So let me just check out whether this device has got this is actually a slideshow that we have done in our website. So you could see it's very smooth, just like you see in the computer. Usually you won't see this much of smooth transition. It will be little jittery, but in this device it's very smooth. So that shows how well this device can handle the high-end websites and web browsing. So that's really nice. So now come to the regular questions that people ask me. The first question is that will this device support notification LED? So let me show you that. So you see the device does support notification LED, you would see. And the second question is that will this device support OTG connectivity? So let me show you that. I have connected the OTG cable to the device, and you could see it does support OTG connectivity, and you could see the USB pen drive connected to the device. So you could see so the device does support OTG. The third question is that will this device support video calling directly from the dialer? And you could see the device doesn't support the video calling directly from the dialer. And the fourth question is that will this device support SwiftKey from the messaging? So you could see the device does support SwiftKey. And the fifth question is that will this device support video recording in 1080p? And we have already seen the device does support video recording in 1080p in both primary and secondary cameras. And the sixth question is that will this device support LED backlight? So you could see the device doesn't have capacitive buttons with LED backlight. It is reflective capacity buttons. So that's it. And the last and final question that people ask me is that will this device can move apps into memory card? So let me show you that. The device, you could see go into apps, and if you just go into the Android benchmark, you could see the device does support moving of apps into memory card. So that's also there. So now come to the pros and cons of the device. The first positive thing about the device is the display quality, and we have already seen the device has got a 5.5-inch 1080p display, and the display quality is extremely brilliant in this device. You can't really see any pixelizations, or viewing angles are really great. So the display quality is the first positive thing. The second thing is the performance. So we have already seen the device has got a 2.3 GHz quad-core processor with 4 GB of RAM, so there won't be any issues in gaming or multitasking in this device. The device will be super smooth. So the performance is the second thing, which is the positive thing of the device. And the third positive thing is the UI. I must say the device has got a very responsive UI, and the device handles it really well. So the Zen UI with a 5.0 lollipop is really great in this device, and it also supports theme support, which is a new thing in the UI. So you can actually apply a lot of themes. So there's a lot of options that we have already seen in this device. The UI is the third positive thing. The fourth thing is the camera. We already seen the device has got 13 megapixel primary camera and 5 megapixel front facing camera. Both were great. We have seen all the functions, touch focus, autofocus, and a lot of customization. So I must say the device is really good in the case of camera. Fifth positive thing is the battery backup. I must say that the device has got a very decent battery backup. I have actually played about 30 minutes of high-end gaming. It dropped about 15% of battery in that time, so it is not that bad. You have a very nice battery backup with this device, and it also equipped with a fast charging technology, which will charge your battery to 0 to 60 at about 39 minutes. That's really awesome. But after 39 minutes, the device will be switching into normal charging, so you will get up to full charge in about 1.5 or 2 hours. So that is about it. Now coming to the cons of the device, the first con of this device is that it only supports up to 64 GB of internal memory expansion. So that is a little bit disappointing, because for this price range they should have provided at least 128 GB of expansion. So in this case we have only 64 GB, but that's quite decent. And now coming to the second con is that the device doesn't have the backlit LED button. So I think the device should have provided that in this device. So that's the second negative thing. And the third negative thing in this device is that if you set the device in the auto brightness mode, the display seems little dull in the case of indoor conditions. But if you use this device in the outdoor condition, it's perfectly fine. But in the case of indoor conditions, the display seems little bit dull in the auto brightness settings. But that is usual in almost all the devices. So I think they should have provided a little bit higher brightness in the indoor conditions. So that's it about Asus Zenfone 2 review. And if you have any more questions, you can just comment below. And thanks for watching this video. And if you like this video, please hit like and stay subscribed. Thank you.